What is up, everybody? Is your friend Tyler here?
How's it going, everybody? I'm Blake.
And you are watching Geek Radar.
Radar.
Yeah, so today I got Blake over here.
From Rambling Movie Takes.
Yes, so we could talk about The Mandalorian Episode 6, The Tragedy.
The Tragedy. We want to talk about some Boba Fett.
Yes, some Boba Fett.
Some Boba.
So the thing is with me and Blake, we've as long as we've known each other, Blake has never really been a big explain to your thing.
Look, I know the movies. All right, I know the movies. I don't know the extended universe stuff. I don't know any of that. So when you tell me about Boba Fett before this episode, I'm like, who gives a shit?
Pretty much. And we've argued at cons and stuff, friendly arguments, but you know what I mean about Star Wars.
It ain't always friendly,
but
it's gotten heated.
But with the thing with Boba Fett, I am so glad they brought him into this episode, and it was a great way to start an episode with him arriving on the Slave One.
Oh yeah,
as he was coming. As soon as I seen it, I was like, oh. You know what I mean?
to say how much I know about Boba Fett, I didn't even know that was the Slave One, and I thought that was a fucking Jedi coming off the ship.
See, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And Boba Fett. The reason I wanted to make especially wanted it with you because I know so much about the character, and I've tried to tell you over and over and over. I'm like, it's coming, I can't wait, and it delivered.
That was probably one of the most badass
live action interpretations of Boba Fett we've ever gotten.
Like debut or whatever.
Yes.
Like that was one of the most badass debuts I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. And the thing, Ahsoka.
I said one of.
Okay, yeah. Ahsoka's my favorite character of all time, Star Wars, along with Han Solo and a lot of other people.
Ahsoka's such a badass.
But, and a lot of people did another video on that of my Ahsoka review of 1 through 5 episodes. And that was an absolutely perfect episode. But right now we're going to get on Boba. But with this episode, I am so glad that he was brought out. Like I said, the Slave One. But with the body armor, the way... Because I did not like the little cameo they had in episode 1. Because he had Aura Singh's gun and it was just like a...
he raged.
I was like, we need more Boba Fett.
He raged against the machine.
Yeah, I was like, we need more Boba Fett. And he, because he doesn't know anything about it, I'm like, I'm ready for Blake to finally see it so he could be like, I don't give a shit about Boba Fett. And he finally gives a shit about Boba Fett somehow.
Oh, yeah.
So let's give a little bit of...
I'm pro Boba.
Let's give a little bit of history on Boba Fett. I'm going to post a picture up. Boba Fett was introduced in the Star Wars Holiday Special. I have the pop, too, of the color. And if you look at the gun that he has, it's the actual gun the Mandalorian uses. I can't remember the rifle's name, but it's the one that just obliterates you.
Yeah.
But he debuted in the Star Wars Holiday Special. If you haven't heard of it, erase it from your mind and accept that cartoon because it is bad. I've went through it. Yeah, we could barely get through it. I couldn't get through it the second time. But that's when Harrison Ford gave up on acting on Star Wars in general.
Like what was it? You could see him slowly dying.
You can see it. Don't watch it. But and with
he realized what he was in.
Yes, but with Boba Fett, I like that how he showed up on the.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Good. I was just thinking about that.
I was just staying in. But with Boba Fett, when he showed up, I'm really excited that he came up not as hostile as he was. He's like, I want my armor back.
Oh, he was pretty hostile.
I mean, he was, but he was that belonged to my father Django, which was a foundling.
Yeah.
And it's passed down to me, and I'm like, word. Because everybody, if you watch the Clone Wars show, Obi-Wan, I think they tell Obi-Wan that he was just a guy that stole Mandalorian armor. And I was like, bullshit. And now everything's coming now into canon that he was a foundling, which I always thought. As soon as I watched The Mandalorian and all that stuff, and the Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff, I was like, okay, I'm understanding. But he also made a debut, in Episode 2 as a child, and we saw what happened. You know what I mean? If you're watching Star Wars right now, you know what happens to Jango Fett. So we saw that happen.
Hopefully they know by now.
Yes. So we saw how that happened, and if you watch the Clone Wars show, spoilers.
A lot of spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Boba Fett is raised by Aura Singh, if I'm pronouncing it out, it's Aura Singh, and she raises him along with Bosk and a couple other bounty hunters. And that rifle that's on Boba's back in that first episode it's got to be hers. But in the Solo film, Tobias Beckett, you know Woody Harrelson's character,
Yeah.
he mentioned that he dropped her off a cliff but didn't know if she survived. So I'm hoping later in the episode that she did survive, but she would be a lot older, but who knows with that species, you know what I mean, of alien, who knows? You can live 100 years and still look the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not quite sure. I'm sure there are people out there that know her species, like how they age and everything. There's always really big fanatics out there like me. And I'm not shaming any of them at all. But speaking of shaming, how do you feel about this dad bod Boba Fett bullshit?
People need to shut up about it.
Dude, okay, the man...
He looked badass, man. He looked badass and intimidating. Don't.
Yeah, don't.
Don't.
Yeah, exactly. The thing with it is, like, he's been living on Tatooine for 5 damn years.
Yeah.
And I can understand, but...
He's been inactive. It
Exactly.
happens. When you're inactive, you get fat.
Yeah, and whenever it comes up in the comics and stuff, you know what I mean? He's somebody... There's a new comic out called Bounty Hunters. It's not kind of new. It's about issue 7 to issue 8, which Boba Fett is in a lot. So go check that out. It's by Marvel, Boba Fett. I'll post a picture. But it shows how big of a badass he is, you know what I mean? And I've been leading up. I'm like, oh. But people cannot keep comparing him to 1983 Boba Fett.
And it was a different actor.
Jeremy Bullock that played Boba Fett, he told me himself the reason he was able to play Boba Fett is because he was the only one that could fit in the suit.
Yeah.
So that's why there wasn't really a big story in 1983 with Return of the Jedi and stuff like that. He was just more of a mascot, as I've said. You know what I mean? He's always been the mascot, and nobody knows about him that really watches just the film. All right, but yeah, I really wanted to do this. Yeah, as I've said, because Boba Fett is just a fan favorite for me. You know what I mean? And
oh, he's a badass. I take back everything I ever said.
Yeah.
Everything bad I ever said.
So with this video, exactly how did you feel that episode alone with the Mandalorian working with Boba Fett?
I loved it, man. I can't wait to see what they do next. This was a great episode.
Yes,
like this was one of the best episodes of the entire series.
Besides Ahsoka,
Ahsoka was top tier, but this one, I mean, this was also top tier. Like it was really damn good.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't compare it to Ahsoka, I guess. But anyways, I really liked this episode, and I came away from it with a lot more respect for Boba.
And you didn't even know too much about Ahsoka before that episode came on either.
Not really.
And then you seen Ahsoka, and you're like, she's a badass. And I'm like, there you go, Blake. I'm like, there we go.
Well, what it tells me is that there is a lot of great stuff in the extended universe that I've missed out on because I've only ever really paid attention to the movies.
Yes.
So, I feel bad that I've missed out on that.
But at least you could catch up.
I could if I want to, but that's a commitment
that's
that
a big
I'm not
commitment.
willing to take make right now.
I've watched throughout. I watched them whenever they first came on network. You know what I mean?
I did watch the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars, though.
That was a damn movie.
That
was an Ahsoka movie.
That was badass.
That was great.
That made me want to go back and watch the whole shebang, but I don't know. It's just so much.
Yeah, it's a lot. So if you haven't watched it, we haven't really spoiled too much. Rebels is also great as well. I really loved Rebels.
The animation looks so bad in Rebels.
I loved it.
I can't get past
the story. I loved it. But with everything, I hope Sabine Wren ends up coming in. You know, characters.
Who's that?
She's another. I even have her damn action figure right there. That's Sabine.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you can see it, yeah, she's a badass. She's also a Mandalorian. She's a graffiti artist as well.
Interesting.
Which is funny. But I'm ready for her to come in. So she'll be because spoilers about Rebels. Her and Ahsoka went off to find Ezri because they couldn't find him and stuff. I'm trying to speak as low.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So hopefully she comes back in maybe in an Ahsoka episode or Ahsoka's show. But to wrap this up, I'm really glad we got this episode. And check out, if I haven't said before, even with Ahsoka, if you want to know where those silver lightsabers came from and you want to know exactly where she left those lightsabers at the end of that very last Clone Wars show, Read the book. It's great. You'll learn everything.
Yeah, because he ain't gonna tell you.
They're not gonna tell you.
He didn't even want to tell me.
Only reason I didn't want to tell you because I knew you were gonna read it.
Yeah, he did eventually tell me.
Yes.
But he didn't want to.
Yes. But yeah, tell them everything that's going on right now.
I have my own YouTube channel, Rambling Movie Takes. As a lot of you may know, if you've been around for a while, I got my start here on Geek Radar.
We have a lot of Star Wars content
yeah.
on this channel, and you know everything.
Definitely.
On here. We love Star Wars. We love DC. We love Marvel.
We have some great reactions.
We love it all, and we're gonna keep having reactions and reviews.
Oh yeah,
this ain't stopping no time soon.
Definitely. I keep telling him he needs to do more Star Wars stuff.
Yeah,
the guy really is. Tyler really is an encyclopedia when it comes to Star Wars. And
I'm going to start doing more videos because I said I had got a little bit of Star Wars fatigue because of the sequel trilogy. You know what I'm saying? But now The Mandalorian is bringing me back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't hate people that don't really care for the sequel trilogy, you know what I mean, after everything that's been going on. Yeah, I don't get mad at them, but I get mad at the people that are trolling and calling Boba FETT and all this stuff. That's what I'm sick of.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there are fans that are watching this right now,
that
like us, and like you know what I mean, that are finding out stuff that they maybe not even have known about. And another fun fact, the child, I keep calling him Bagul. Instead of Grogu, it's Grogu, right?
Yeah, Grogu.
Grogu, and if you know who Bagul is, I'll put a little thing, you'll see. Yeah. Accidentally keep
I like the beginning of this Mandalorian episode where Mando was, like, basically playing catch with Grogu.
That was great. I was like, that's like a father-son type thing right
you can tell he does not want to...
He doesn't want to give up.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let him go.
No.
He doesn't want to let him go.
Ahsoka told... She was like, no, that's yours, man.
I feel like they're going to go their separate ways at the end of this season, though.
Yeah.
I really do feel that way because, I mean, if it's going to keep going, if the show is going to keep moving forward, they got to move on from Grogu.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's keep going because you know why? Grogu's awesome.
He can still show up. Maybe
Grogu's 50 years old. We also got to think of that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Mando will show up, from time to time in future seasons and say, "Hey, Grogu," whatever.
He even responded to Grogu. You notice he's like, "Who?"
He knows his name, but he don't know anything else. It seems like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They speak through the Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think he picks up on things like a child. But
we'll do that in another episode, mostly likely when the season wraps up.
Yeah, we'll do a whole season review.
Exactly.
But yeah, you can find me, my own YouTube channel, my own personal YouTube channel, Rambling Movie Takes. I have a lot of content on there, and I do a lot of Snyder Cut stuff on there if you're into that. I pretty much do a little bit of everything, horror, comic book movies. I do a lot of shit.
And you come on here and we do it old school. We talk about the stuff we love and the stuff that people that click on this, they love, the fans.
Yeah, I still make a point to come over here, and do this occasionally.
And I thank every one of the fans that are watching this right now because I'm glad that they,
you
know what I mean, enjoy this, you know what I mean, get a little bit of learning, and you know what I mean, most of the people, you know what I mean, a lot of people know already, but they're like,
yeah.
But yeah, if you like this review, like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know and everything of how you like this, and some questions if you want to, or anything. Just ask me on there, and I'll definitely respond back to you. But yeah, check out Rambling Movie Takes. It's a great channel. And yeah, Boba Fett ruled.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett ruled. And I'm Tyler.
I'm Blake.
And you've been watching Geek Radars. May the Force be with you. Peace out, guys.